Josh Arnold Investment
Joe,
Consultant.
I'm rolling.
Josh Arnold Investment Consultant brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1683, December 18th, 2025. Why did you just turn me up?
Because you're not recording very
55 degrees was the
55.
record high on this day in 1923. And in 1983, it was 24 below. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
I'd like to conduct this with some maturity, what I'm about to say.
Leaves me out.
It could be. I should leave you out. This could be an indelicate subject, but I've been sitting on it now. Well, that's even a bad pun. Minneapolis is going to spend $700,000 of the taxpayers' money to build some public bathrooms downtown.
Is this from our homeless neighbors?
One of the items slipped into the 2026 budget was funding public restrooms in downtown Minneapolis. 7th Ward Council member Katie Cashman, who thank God in heaven lost her re-election bid, advocated for the downtown public restrooms and successfully convinced her colleagues to make that happen. The plan for the downtown restrooms is that the city will hire a for-profit or nonprofit to provide, to quote 7th Ward policy aide John Misovich, a restroom as a service model, much like the software as a service model that is common in IT. I don't know what that means. The downtown public restrooms are being funded by free money. The $700,000 annual cost. It's annual cost. Will come from the Streetcar Value Capture District.
What?
Which was created in 2013 to collect property taxes for a streetcar on Nicollet and Central Avenues. Plans for the streetcar fell through, so the legislature just allowed the city to change their mind for the purpose of the fund.
So they still collect money.
So the taxpayers have been getting billed since what year did I say?
2013.
2013 for a streetcar that never materialized. And now they can dip into that and use the streetcar to fund restrooms.
That's unbelievable.
Wait, we were going to do streetcars when we already had light rail?
Apparently.
Your city's funny.
I don't live in Minneapolis.
I just meant the general. It's
Twin
hilarious.
City.
This is a story that was in the Minneapolis Times, written by a guy named James Welby, and he's puzzled as we all are. He said that VCD. Now let me go back and find what that is. That has something to do with the Streetcar Value Capture District, VCD, Value Capture District, is a mystery to me. He writes. I have Googled it and haven't found much about it. I have submitted a formal data request to the city for more information, how big the fund is, what other purposes it has been used for, etc. Per Katie Cashman's office, the VCD is a reliable long-term revenue source. In other words, They just created a tax out of whole cloth. What's to stop them from doing this for virtually anything? Someday we might put a statue over there and we're going to begin collecting taxes for it now. And then somebody will forget about the statue, and the next thing you know, you get a different project.
Yeah, how many other projects are there?
As many as they can dream up. And this one happens to be restrooms.
I'm not seeing how much taxes per payer was collected, though. But yeah, I see the $700K annual cost for the restrooms, but for the 2013 streetcar,
the $700,000 for the restrooms represents less than 20% of both the annual VCD revenue and the projected VCD fund balance at the end of 2026. In other words, they've collected a fortune for this invisible streetcar that doesn't exist.
and they're going to keep collecting until 2038.
And this fellow writes, in the minds of elected officials, this is what they mean by free money.
Yeah.
It's not free. The reality is that the VCD is funded by Minneapolis property taxes. And if it didn't exist, property taxes would be lower. Granted, probably pretty immaterial dollar amount in the grand scheme of things. Then this fellow who wrote this for the Times, James Welby, said, I hope to report in the future what I learn about this. Based on what I know, the city's VCD is a component of the property tax levy designed for transit purposes, which now includes broader uses than transit purposes.
God, levies.
I guess the council and the city attorneys have justified the downtown restrooms as transit-related. I truly hope the restrooms work out and they don't become trouble spots downtown. VCD is value. Well, let me find it. What is that, the acronym? Value Capture District.
Value capture disorder.
They dream this BS up. They make it up.
And they're very casual about it.
Do you ever recall, I consider myself to pay reasonably close attention to what we're going to call developments in the news.
Yes.
I don't recall a streetcar. Do you? Does anybody recall a streetcar for Central Avenue?
No, you've said it over and over again. Why would you do that when you have buses doing the same thing right now?
This Cashman's a sweetheart. Get a job somewhere, Cashman.
I think she's gone.
I know. She'll end up in some activist nonprofit.
Oh yeah,
role.
she'll stay in the public sector.
God,
you know she will.
She is just a. She's the one that's driving the idea that you all taxpayers in Minneapolis have to pay more for your electric bills because she's going to save the earth, which does not need saving. It does need saving from her ideology, but.
Does anyone else, outside of the horrifically bad waste of money that this is, does anyone else not see the problem with creating all of these outdoor public restrooms in Minneapolis?
Now that's the indelicate part I was going to bring up.
These are basically going to be drug houses.
Well, here's the deal. The way I read this, they anticipate they'll cost $700,000 annually. How could that possibly be?
What kind of maintenance?
Well, you're going to have to scrub the meth off the wall every 3 or 4 days.
Well, see, I took a completely different view of this. It didn't. Now that you mention it, of course it registers with me. But the first thing I thought of was not a gathering place for drug use. The first thing I thought of is it used to be the responsibility of an individual to figure out where to go to the bathroom. And you had to figure out your plans, right? And now it's become another thing the government wants to take care of for you. In a day when Minneapolis was hustling and bustling and full of commerce, it never occurred to anybody to use public money to build public restrooms. People either had restrooms in their offices or in stores or at where they were legitimate customers. Mm-hmm. They had restrooms in everywhere. I mean,
I've got my go-to spot when I go to a Twins game.
I've got go-to spots. You could drop me down in Paraguay and I'd figure it out.
Yep.
This is an indication of I just wasn't made for these times. We have the taxpayers just paid, and I think I can understand this. Apparently, outside this building is an intense bus stop
on Berry.
So buses stop and start here for various routes. Is that correct?
It's a break, a place where drivers
Yeah.
take
For the
breaks.
drivers.
So the drivers often will be sitting on Berry Street for 10 minutes.
They've ruined Berry.
Yeah, you know, have a smoke or get up. So they decided to build restrooms for them. And I wonder now if this will look like the restrooms in Minneapolis. There's a beautiful little brick
You can't
facility
access
over
them.
here,
But
and
thank you,
only
Ken.
they can get in it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the difference, though, is that's the bus drivers all have a key to gain access to those
Okay,
restrooms.
I don't begrudge the bus drivers that.
Do you know how much that cost?
It cost what, $5 million? I heard.
Thank you. Yeah.
The nice thing, too, is when there's like 5 buses lined up down the road and you try to come up to that stop sign.
Yeah.
God help you if someone.
And then a man and a woman come out of the bathroom,
right.
buttoning up their
It breaks
collar,
over. Yeah.
straighten things out, checking their hair.
That was a pretty good break.
Well, you know, a guy emailed me today and he had a good point. For $5 million, okay, they paid $50,000 a piece for toilet seats, but at least they got something. The fraud we see now is you don't get anything for it. You just waste the money.
Right.
Remember in the Pentagon, would pay $500 for a hammer.
Yes.
Well, at least you got a hammer.
Right. Something to show for
All right.
Yeah, it's different because that guy's buying an island in Kenya.
Exactly.
Right.
Back to this downtown Minneapolis. What it really is an admission that the pedestrian traffic in Minneapolis is of a socioeconomic status that they need restrooms. Which also begs the question, what's happening right now if there aren't any restrooms?
Well, I can tell you what's happening right now.
People just go outside,
Yes.
They back up, lean up against a wall.
pull out Mr. Chair.
Not even that.
No, they don't. No, if you put enough pressure against the wall, you've got it's a built-in. It's like leaning up against it. You're not a big outdoorsman, are you? You don't know about the various ways to.
In fact, one of the common places is the alley on the corner of 5th and Hennepin.
Okay,
Ken.
I can steer this.
I
back.
know that alley very well.
Joe, I think that's what spurred this particular.
Well, let me.
But Such, before you do Such, he's exactly right on. It's going to be drugs, and it's going to be sleeping, and it's going to be smeared all over the wall. It's going to be disgusting and sick and twisted and wrong.
I know, and I guess my larger point of observation is, it's a sad point to have reached for a city, whether it's Minneapolis or Omaha or Portland or wherever, because your bodily functions used to be done civilly, with a certain amount of what's the word I want? Propriety, and
Decorum.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
And wash your hands when you're done.
and now we're in a situation where, horribly enough, you've got to take tax money from a streetcar that never existed to build restrooms for people who have no other means of this type of hygiene. So we're a long way from Mad Men.
Do you think that's going to stop these people from breaking into cars or entering cars or trucks or vans that are unlocked and using them as a bathroom? Do you think that this will curb any of that behavior? I'll answer for you. No, it will not.
Oh, he answered.
I think I've come up with something. You remember years ago when Royce was still doing the morning show and he had Kenny get on the blue line and take the train on the very first day of its debut? I think, Joe, you in that same honor should use the Minneapolis public restroom when
Yeah, give her a shot.
we break the champagne bottle and open her up for service.
I would rather have my intestines explode.
You would rather have knee replacement surgery with all its side effects.
No, Pat is not enjoying that knee replacement surgery.
I was shocked when I got on that train. From inside the train, the city looks exactly like Paris. Puts you in a very romantic feeling, sense.
I want the United States, and it won't happen. We're too far down the road. But I want the United States to return to an era when the government had nothing to do with providing you a restroom. That those were daily necessities that took place, and you received accommodations where you worked, where you shopped, where you dined. I don't want the government having to build restrooms right there out on the sidewalk. I just don't. I want to return to an era when the pedestrians that were hustling and bustling had purpose. They had a place to go. They had to go to the bank. They had to go and maybe
Buy some stamps.
Exactly.
Do you think these will have sponsorship opportunities and we could buy a banner ad in front of the door?
Would not
Joe,
surprise me.
I'm guessing you have never seen the movie Bridesmaids, have you?
God, I hope not.
Oh, I know exactly where you're going.
When you
I did, and there was a terrible problem in there involving
she's going in the straight.
hygiene. Yeah, I did.
Look away. Look away. Look away.
I'm trying to end this on a note of propriety. I've alerted you, the taxpayers of Minneapolis, any of you, the 3 or 4 who pay attention, you're now going to be buying restrooms. I just merely want to return to an era of America where that didn't cross our consciousness.
Know before you go.
Well, whatever. That we aim to please, so you aim to please.
I still think the bigger story in here, never mind the restrooms, is the VCD and the money that they've collected.
Isn't it amazing?
It just blows me
Isn't
away.
it amazing?
I'm so stunned. I am learning about this for the very first time
So am
right
I.
now.
Well, thanks to this New York Times, Minneapolis Times piece by James Welby. The city council has approved this, between 5 and 8 public restrooms, and the money comes from money they've been collecting since 2013 for a little streetcar that never got operated. It's just amazing.
At the low cost of $700,000 annually?
I'm going to read that again. Did I misread that?
Well, yeah, you got to scrub
No,
those
You
things.
didn't.
No, I read along with you. You got it right.
Annually.
And that's what they're forecasting. Lord knows it's going to be above $1 million by the time we actually get these things built.
So it's 2013. So what should be in there? What should be 2023 would be $7 million.
We don't know. We don't know what's in there, Matt. We just
But
don't.
if they're collecting $700,000 a year,
We just don't know. Now, a great big wind is going to begin howling this afternoon, and it might be a good test for your garage door to go out and see how she handles that. If you hear a lot of weird creaking and crunching and snapping and bending, and your door's hanging in there, but you're a little worried, call Precision
It's not
Door.
Royce's knee, it's your garage door.
right?
But there's going to be a big test with this wind. We're supposed to have a 450 mile an hour wind.
Really?
Right through Minneapolis and St. Paul. So get a hold of Precision Door. If you need a new door, they've got you covered with models for every budget. A single door. Right now, GLers can save $100, $200 off a double door. And again, if you like your current door, but she's speaking out, you might want to have it checked before it's too late. You can get a noisy door tune-up special with Precision Door for $149. Nip those troubles in the bud so you don't stand out there all morning in February with a garage door that doesn't work. Book online at Precision Door MN, one word, precisiondoormn.com, or call 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate, or book a noisy door tune-up special with Precision Door.
72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny Heidt. Oh, yeah.
Did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time and this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around.
You'll learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design. Here's Joe Souchere.
Ho, ho, ho! Seafoam Santa is here.
Nice.
Have you heard of all the stages of a human being? The one stage is you believe in Santa. The second stage, you don't believe in Santa. The third stage is you play Santa. And then the fourth stage, the one I'm at, I am Santa.
You serious, Clark?
Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah. And I want to talk about the perfect gifts this holiday season, this Christmas. Get your spouse, your kids, grandkids, even mom and dad, gramp, whatever. Get them the perfect trio of gifts, the big 3 from Seafoam, starting with, of course, the Seafoam motor treatment, the answer to poor starting, bad running engine. It cleans, preserves, rejuvenates, does everything your engine needs. The Seafoam Deep Creep, a premium grade shop lubricant. It creeps deeper, it works harder, and lasts much longer than anything else on the shelf. You know what? Smells better, too. And, of course, the Bugs Be Gone. This is the real hero of the trio. This makes that once time-consuming, annoying job of trying to clean bugs and other organic material from your windshield, your paint, your boat, whatever. It makes that process fun. You just spray it on, watch them melt, and wash it off. And it's actually fun and enjoyable. You get that with Bugs Be Gone. There you go, the big trio, the big 3 perfect Christmas gifts, courtesy of me, your Seafoam Santa.
Our fierce and always fighting for us Attorney General, Keith Ellison, is part of a lawsuit against Menards that finds victory for Keith and his fellow attorney generals. Menards has to pay $630,000 to Minnesota because of some contention about their 11% rebate deal.
Well, that can pay for the new bathrooms. for this year.
The state of Minnesota will receive a $630,000 settlement from Menards to resolve claims the Wisconsin-based home retail giant used deceptive marketing tactics with its well-known 11% rebate program.
You know how this works, Joe?
Well, let's just read the story, and then we'll worry about how it works.
All right.
Attorney General Ellison shared Wednesday the company will pay $4.25 million to a coalition of states involved in this suit, including Illinois, Iowa, and Wisconsin. The settlement was filed yesterday in Ramsey County. The states alleged that the company engaged in false advertising by using phrases like 11% off or 11% off everything that indicated the customer was getting a discount at the time of purchase when the store only offered in-store credits towards future purchases using a mail-in rebate system. The company reportedly told customers that Rebates International was a separate business in charge of the 11% rebate program when it is actually just the same company as Menards. The suit also accused Menards of engaging in price gouging during the COVID-19 pandemic, spiking prices on highly sought-after items like rubbing alcohol, garbage bags, dish soap, and neoprene gloves.
Everything.
Yeah. An ad that says 11% off everything clearly implies that you can buy goods at an 11% discount, not that you can participate in a limited rebate program or get in-store credit for future purposes, said Ellison, who in that one paragraph has said more about Menards than he's ever said about $2 billion worth of fraud in the state of Minnesota. Today's settlement holds Mounds accountable because you got to hold people accountable.
Right.
Except if you're a fraudster.
Feet to the fire.
Yeah. For how they advertised their rebate program in the past and ensure the program will be more honest in the future. Okay. So go ahead, Kenny.
Number one, everybody, the price spikes during COVID. That's almost every single retailer, big box retailer
Yeah,
out
but
there.
Keith
If you
is
remember
determining that was unfair of Menards. I guess Keith gets to determine that.
But you remember, right? He shut down the Knack hardware stores, and kept the big box stores open. So then the big box stores, all of them, jacked their prices up.
That's
so go
right.
after all of them. But this 11% deal, anybody that's been there more than once knows how it works. You go there, you buy anything, a bag of Doritos, a can of paint, a paintbrush, doesn't matter. You go to the counter, you pay it off, the price, listed. They give you on your receipt, it says, take this rebate card, and it'll have a number or a letter on it. You go to a wall of mail slots that has rebate cards. You find the one that has to do with your product. You rip one off, you take it home. You include the receipt in the card in an envelope, you send it off. You get store credit back through the mail. So you collect enough of these. Yeah, John, look at John's got one right there.
You just fill this out with your receipt.
That's the rebate card. All you do is fill that out, send it in with the receipt, and they send you back store credit. And if you're like me, you let these things pile up, and then you go in there and you buy a high-ticket item for next to nothing. Exactly. It's absolutely wonderful.
Well, what's the contention then? What's the problem?
Because evidently some dum-dums walk in there thinking you're going to get 11% off instantly at the register.
How stupid do you have to be?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question, Matthew. I never thought that.
Yeah, that rebate process for decades.
Well, I can imagine Ellison being fooled by it, but I think the average person who goes and buys 2x4s is probably used to it.
Kenny's right. The first time, that's what I thought. I go in, I get 11%. But as soon as you see it in action, you immediately know what's going on.
Joe,
it doesn't work.
I think you're vastly underestimating the stupidity of the average American consumer.
Yeah, I think Chris is right. Maybe that's what it is.
So this is really the government, the state, telling private industry to dumb down their plans.
Thank you. That's what we have to do across the board in this country. We have to dumb everything down to the dumbest person, the slowest driver, the biggest idiot out there. That's what we all have
Well, and
to
there's
do.
another problem here. How is a monetary value attached to what would be considered merely confusion? In other words,
Oh, good point.
who is owed some money for this? Why does the state of Minnesota get $4.5 million? And I don't know how much of that the state will keep. Probably a lot. But
We'll get $632,000 from the settlement.
My guess is that the people that thought they were deceived, wouldn't they have to apply for some type of reimbursement through a state-ordered website?
But what are they seeking to be reimbursed for? It doesn't sound like there's any claims that Menards purposely tried to steal money from people. They didn't.
Right. They were not trying to trick people.
Nope.
But they're the 11% off. Okay, I probably would have thought, geez, I'm going to get that at the cash register, and then probably would have been told at the cash register. In fact, wouldn't that take place? I go and I buy my new pliers, and it's $15, and I say to the lady or the guy at the cash register, don't I get 11% off? And they give me don't they say, oh, here, you fill out
They
this
point you to the
rebate
counter.
deal.
They point you to the rebate wall.
And then you
Well,
know.
what did Menards do wrong?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Now we're just dealing with lowest common denominator.
You're right.
LCD theory.
It's idiots.
You're
And
dealing
Chris-
with somebody who wants to take that literally and is unaccepting of the fact that's not the way Menards does it.
And then you require some effort to get the 11%.
And that's considered deception on the part of Menards.
Yeah.
Not in my eyes.
What a bunch of BS. Did you hear about we're going to build some new bathrooms downtown?
You can use that money.
Yeah.
Chris, there's no evidence in this Star Tribune story that this money is going to go to the consumers.
Don't tell me the state gets it. And
It
why
just-
should they?
The phrasing I'm seeing in the Star Tribune is Minnesota will receive $632,000, which how much
To resolve claims. Okay, so presumably
I
somebody
didn't-
actually has filed a claim that they didn't get their 69 cents back when they bought a hammer.
Okay, that verbiage is not in my story. All right.
Joe, just for fun, what is 11% off a $15 pair of pliers?
$1.60.
Well, $1.50 would be 10%.
Here's a better
About
percentage.
$1.70.
Figure this out. First of all, how many billions in dollars do we have in loss to fraud?
We're
And now-
we're over $1 billion, and we don't know the end result.
What does $632,000 represent? What's the percentage?
I have no idea. I'm not allowed to do math on this show.
But Keith will go after that, but he will not do anything fraud related.
I would like to say something about the Menards thing that's beautiful, and I hope I'm not telling them a secret, Menards. But take Kenny's example, his $300 ladder that he bought with rebate stuff.
Yeah.
He also gets an 11% rebate when he buys a $300 ladder.
On that.
So,
Yeah.
double rebate.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And this is a program, by the way, that they've had for 100 years.
So what he's doing, in effect, is not protecting consumers. He's making it worse for us.
Yes.
So, as veteran, John and Kenny, as veteran Menard shoppers, you were in perfect understanding of how they operated.
Oh,
Absolutely. I buy all of my house paint, exterior and interior, through Menards because of that rebate.
I have 2 rebates sitting up on my cork board worth about $19 and save it till I get a few more.
Cool.
You're going Scotland on us again, John.
Thank you
I
for
don't.
that information.
Now, when that happens to you, you don't know that that's happening, but we can.
I do
we can-
not. It sounds normal to me.
He said he has $19 in rebates on his corkboard waiting to be spent.
I not only want to live in America where the government has no obligation to provide restrooms. I want to live in America where the citizens understand rebate programs.
Yeah.
Just a small thing to ask, huh?
And
That's
the
all
attorney.
I want. And
Yeah.
do I
That's
ask for that much?
Simplicity.
Well, what about the Attorney General? What does he do, Joe? in
I would
your
like to
world?
live in an America where Keith Ellison could not possibly be an attorney general.
That's even better.
Wasn't he a senator, right?
No,
Before this?
congressman.
Congressman.
And a lawyer.
He must have figured there's better scams if you're just an attorney general. However, allegedly. No, I don't know why he left. Who replaced him?
Ilhan. He paved the way.
Boy, there's a story to be written there, folks. It's a deep, deep mystery.
Well, wait a minute. Who replaced Kahn?
Oh, Kenny might be right. Ilhan, I think, replaced
I think that is right.
Phyllis.
Yeah, but then that was for the state legislature.
We're getting bogged
Then
down in the
Ilhan
details.
left for Washington.
Do you think Ilhan Omar has ever been inside a Menards?
No.
Okay.
Yes. Khan was succeeded by Ilhan.
And then Ilhan fled to D.C.
Yes. Isle of Khan.
I've got a ladder that I am so proud of. I will not let anybody touch it. It's 10-foot, yellow, wonderful. Oh, my God, I love that ladder. Thank you, Menards.
I think the greatest point made was that Keith Ellison was deeply involved in arbitrarily and whimsically ruining small businesses during COVID.
Yep.
But big box stores, for no reason whatsoever, having to do with illness or infectious diseases, was allowed to stay open. Of course they had to raise their prices. There's now a great clamoring for rubber gloves, and there's nowhere else to get them, apparently, because Keith closed down your corner store in Acme, Minnesota. That wasn't open, so you had to go to Menards or Home Depot or wherever. And now he comes along later and says, I am proud to be part of this effort to collect $4.25 million from Menards for the horrible way they've treated the consumer. When, in fact, they haven't treated the consumer horribly at all. They merely have a rebate program that morons can't figure out.
And for those of us keeping score at home, these things almost happen as a trilogy, right? Things happen in threes, because was it a year or 2 years ago, he sued Fleet Farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's still in the works, by the way.
So who's he going to go after next year?
Why did he go? Oh, Fleet Farm was for the guns,
For
right?
the guns.
Straw buyers. And
right.
all the fleet farms followed these state rules. They did exactly what they're supposed to do, but yet Keith went after them.
Keith, you're a piece of work. You're an interesting piece of work.
I wouldn't call him a piece of work. It would be something else.
No, I stuck with work. He's an interesting piece of work.
Politics is the family business.
It is. Especially if you can get the taxpayers to pick up your airplane tab.
Right.
You know, he didn't, but he
know how to
tried.
work it. They know how
You
to
got to
work
get. Keith probably told him, "Look, son, if you don't try, you'll never know."
Worst they can say is no.
Jeremiah applied for one of those rebates. And
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 11% back on Boston flights.
Well, that's a shame, isn't it? It's
a fine how do you do.
It's a fine how do you do. I'd like to tell you that.
Yeah.
You know, we're
About
talking
it.
about lawyers, but you're going to need a lawyer if you're ever involved in an accident. Bradshaw and Bryant.
You're sued by Keith Ellison.
Yeah, you're going to need representation.
Bradshaw and Bryant are personal injury attorneys. If you're like me and many other people, excuse me, I had a Royce-like gas attack. You might not know what to do if you're ever injured in an accident because insurance companies and adjusters can be difficult to deal with. Mike Bryant and his team from Bradshaw and Bryant will explain your rights, represent you, help you through a tough time. Your evaluation of your case does not cost you anything. Mike has been recognized as a super lawyer by Minnesota Law and Politics. These guys are great. I hope you're never in an accident, and so does Mike Bryant. But if you are, call Bradshaw and Bryant at 800-770-7008 or go to minnesotapersonalinjury.com. As I said, your case evaluation is free. And please don't be part of the problem. Don't text and drive or drive distracted. That's just common sense from Bradshaw and Bryant.
Reavers.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
You know what? No shady activity with Masters Maples and mastersmaples.com.
You know what we missed yesterday?
Talk to me.
National Maple Syrup Day. Yeah.
How did I not know this?
You should have known it.
I'm the spokesperson for Masters
what do you
Maples. So, hey, you know what? Celebrate the day after National Maple Syrup Day by ordering 100% pure maple syrup, and the best that Minnesota has to offer, by the way. You can do it online at mastersmaples.com, but you can also walk into any one of your Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores locations. The maple syrup is great. We all know that. But also the sweet and savory seasonings and rubs. Also the best 100% pure maple sugar for the bakers in your life. It's wonderful stuff. There are gift boxes available online at mastersmaples.com. And it's a wonderful operation run by Ben. He's a GLer, and this is his brainchild from 12 years ago, based out of Cohasset, Minnesota. Place your order today at mastersmaples.com. Let Ben know that you heard about him on the GL podcast and taste the difference with mastersmaples.com.
Here's John Heidt.
Thank you, Joe. This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. One sports note before we get rolling on news. Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett has agreed to reunite with the Timberwolves and Lynx in a new all-encompassing role involving business, community, and fan engagement efforts and content development. The Timberwolves also will hold Garnett's much-awaited #1 jersey retirement ceremony in Minnesota sometime over the next season, this season and next season. Garnett had been distant from the Wolves since his playing career ended in 2016 because of fallout with former owner Glenn Taylor, with Garnett refusing to have his jersey retired, but he built a rapport with new owners Mark Laurie and Alex Rodriguez, and the sides found common ground on a reunion. Timberwolves officials finalized the terms of his return to the franchise this month. Garnett, a 15-time NBA All-Star, is the Timberwolves' all-time leader in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. He's the only NBA player to lead a franchise in all 5 of those categories. He's also the only player in Timberwolves history to ever win an MVP award. In news, a new Republican candidate has joined the race for one of Minnesota's U.S. Senate seats. David Hahn, the former state senator and ex-chair of the Minnesota Republican Party, revealed his bid for the seat today. He joins a growing field of candidates seeking to replace Senator Tina Smith, who announced earlier this year she won't seek re-election. Hahn is joined in the Republican running by Royce White, Adam Schwartz, and Tom Weiler. The leading Democratic candidates for the seat are Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan and Congresswoman Angie Craig. Now both parties look like they'll have competitive primaries next summer. Hahn has told 5 Eyewitness News that while he plans to seek the Republican Party endorsement, he also plans to run in the primary, regardless of whether he gets the endorsement or not.
I have a question about that.
Go. Yes.
Royce is going to be one of those guys that's just probably never going to go away. He's just going to announce his candidate. But wasn't he running for a completely different seat less than a year ago?
No, it's the same seat, wasn't it? No, it was a different seat.
It was a completely different seat because I know the guy that beat him.
Yeah.
Because it was down in my neck of the woods.
Was it Harold Stassen that used to run for everything inside?
President.
I think he still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
one of those guys.
We don't know the answer to my question? Or?
Yeah.
What was it? No,
got it.
He'll
who
be
was the guy?
Yeah.
Was it Dan Frazier? There was something. Remember when we used to get faxes?
Faxes
and
all
he
the
would
time.
fax
Yes.
all the time. It was some guy named Frazier. I forget what his first
We
name
haven't
was.
had a fax machine in here for years.
I know. It was in Maplewood. And then Sharon Anderson was always on the ballot.
Yeah.
And she won once, and they told her no.
Yeah.
Remember that fellow would draw little pictures all over those faxes, Rook?
Piggy?
Pictures and just weird little, Governor Walz this morning called on Republicans in the Minnesota House to provide information regarding alleged fraud to investigators in the Department of Human Services and the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Up to this point, the committee is actually, I just skipped a sentence. That comes after 5 Eyewitness News reported that the House Fraud Committee was withholding whistleblower tips from the Department of Human Services. Instead, committee chair, Representative Kristen Robbins, said the tips are being sent to other investigators, including the U.S. Attorney's Office. House DFL leader Zach Stevenson added that the fraud committee should be about solutions, not spectacle, but, quote, if the GOP did anything to solve the problem, they would have to stop using it to score political points.
Can I interpret this?
Yes.
Walls, you thick-skulled fellow. They don't trust anybody you've hired to investigate fraud. They're not going to turn the fraud reports from whistleblowers in the agencies back to the people who supervise the whistleblowers, okay? Walls, you thick-skulled fellow. They don't trust you. They don't trust the agencies. They don't trust the people who the whistleblowers would have to report to. That's why you're not hearing about it, you thick-skulled fellow.
Joe, it's Angel from Rockford
Yeah.
Files is doing the investigating.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Half
God
of nothing is still
almighty.
nothing.
I was wrong. Royce ran and was defeated by Amy in the 2022 election.
That's what it was.
Klobuchar?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have a chance.
Not a snowball's chance in hell.
What?
Right.
Why even? All right.
State legislature will reconvene in 2 months, and there's a push to increase local government aid, or LGA, this session. The St. Paul City Council heard a presentation of legislative priorities yesterday based primarily on council recommendations, which include an increase to LGA and indexing LGA to inflation. Legislature has established a $644 million fund for LGA. Increases have to be approved by the legislature. It's divided between cities based on a formula that takes into account factors like city size, age of housing stock, population decline, and others. There are dozens of cities that don't qualify. It's meant to help those who have a smaller property tax base. St. Paul received $81.1 million this year, which is an $8 million increase since 2002. According to St. Paul Intergovernmental Relations Association's Eric Peterson, the city would have received $151.1 million if LGA were adjusted for inflation. City of St. Paul is expected to present a full report of legislative priorities in mid-January after Mayor-elect Herr takes office and reviews it. The city has been advocating for LGA increases for years through multiple administrations, according to Peterson. A defiant Jennifer Carnahan addressed a standing room only council meeting in Nisswa this week. City Council still directed staff to draft a resolution on censure, even though she reiterated she would not resign as mayor. Carnahan argued that actions are a violation of her First Amendment rights and that she hasn't violated any codes of conduct. The controversy in the small town in the Brainerd Lakes area stems from Carnahan taking to social media to accuse a resident of physically assaulting her. The resident has denied those allegations, and prosecutors twice have declined to press any charges. The resident had previously emailed Carnahan with concerns about overhearing the mayor at a local bar and restaurant talking about ways to remove Jesse Zahn from the city council. At a special meeting last week called to talk about Carnahan's conduct, Zahn asked for the mayor to step down. Carnahan didn't attend the meeting, but she addressed Zahn at Tuesday's regular meeting, saying, "I was duly elected by the people of this city. I am going to remain mayor." The former state GOP chairwoman was elected in November 2024 as mayor of Nisswa, where she has owned and operated a boutique for a decade. She moved from the Twin Cities to Nisswa after the 2022 death of her husband, U.S. Representative Jim Hagedorn, and being forced out as chairwoman in 2021 over allegations of creating a toxic workplace in the Republican Party.
John, just because you're going to get emails, it's pronounced Nisswa.
Nisswa?
Yes.
Really? I've
Yes.
always said Nisswa. Why
Great
do I
town
always
ball
say
team. They
Nisswa?
won the 2022 state amateur tournament at Belfield and Faribault.
That's a little tourist trap.
She doesn't have a great record, does she?
She really does.
She's like that
track
little
records.
Abner character that had the cloud over his head.
Above
She gets,
the
86th from every job she's had.
is that above the?
No, I don't know anything about her personally.
Oh, okay.
She was a buddy of that Lanza character, too. Remember they did a podcast together. So
Oh God,
she has a
right.
little cloud above her head, yes. Why don't we wait for a minute to do some national...
Was he the guy hustling the young ladies?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I made the reference.
Yeah. You're right. Then above this line,
We'll have national, international news in a minute. Before we do that, let me get to Aura Frames. It's a really wonderful thing. We have an Aura frame in our house. We've had it I don't know, for a few months now, and we took all our favorite videos and photos, loaded them into the Aura frame. About 800 items right now in there, and it's really easy to use. All you have to do, download the Aura app, it's AURA, and connect to Wi-Fi, and you can start adding pictures from your phone. It took about 2 minutes to get the whole thing set up. You can personalize your gift, add a message before it arrives if you want to send it as a gift. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver Matte Frames. That one is named #1 by the folks at Wirecutter. You can get your $35 off by using the promo code GL at checkout. That's AURAFrames.com, promo code GL. The deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Again, that's auraframes.com, promo code GL.
I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years alive. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed, and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny! Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Heidt. Oh, yeah.
Did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time than this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 100 years ain't what it used to be.
It's the end of the world as we
Village?
know it. And he
Having
feels
sandwiches?
fine. Joe Souchere.
When are we getting together for the Village?
Already did that.
Right after we come back from the bank.
We're going to have to go to North American Banking Company, who has been investing in your success since back in 1998. And they wanted to create a better banking experience for you, for your family, and also for your business. They are locally owned and operated. Here's why that's important. That means that loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They are not sent out of state. So this helps all of you business owners solve problems quickly and also expand your business with confidence. You see, they deal with numbers every single day, but you will never be one of them. But you can see it for yourself. Check them out online today at nabankco.com to learn more, with 6 Twin Cities locations to serve you. Roseville, 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. A better banking experience with the same online and mobile banking tools as all of those other big national banks. nabankco.com. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. Johnny?
Thanks, Chris. Before we get to other news, let me tell you this one story that is kind of breaking. We've been talking about here off air. A plane reportedly belonging to former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle has crashed in North Carolina. Oof. The FAA told People magazine the crash occurred around 10:20 local time, said the investigation remains ongoing. A local news station reported that their chopper, the one that they went to cover the story, needed to turn back because there was so much heavy fog when they were trying to take a look at the plane. And apparently records, like I said, show that Biffle owned it, and several news outlets, including 2 AM radio stations, are reporting that Biffle, his wife, and child were on board, but there has been no official confirmation that is true.
It's been confirmed by a fella, and I wouldn't expect you guys to know this guy. He calls himself Cletus McFarland. He's a big deal on YouTube with, 5 million or more subscribers. Mm-hmm. His real name is Garrett Mitchell, and this is what he wrote on Facebook about an hour ago. Unfortunately, I can confirm Greg Biffle, his wife Christina, and son Ryder were on that plane because they were on their way to spend the afternoon with us. We are devastated. I'm so sorry to share this. I do not know if his daughter was on board. Those two became friends after, what was the hurricane? Helene?
Helene.
Yep.
After Helene devastated parts of North Carolina, up in the mountains where roads were shut down or washed away, Greg, along with Cletus, got in their very small helicopters and for weeks and weeks and weeks flew relief missions, bringing supplies and water and chainsaws and gasoline and generators, everything they needed to these mountain people. And a lot of them survived thanks to Greg and Cletus, who did this all gratis.
Yeah.
So Greg was a hell of a guy, just a wonderful, upstanding American.
In other news, President Trump gave a primetime address to the nation last night to highlight his administration's work on the economy, health care, and immigration. He blamed the previous administration for the economic troubles the U.S. has now. He also announced a $1,776 dividend to every U.S. soldier. The speech came as a recent poll found his approval ratings had reached a 2-term low, much of that fueled by Americans facing higher prices that are stretching their budget. The address also followed his announcement that the U.S. military will impose a total blockade on sanctioned oil tankers near Venezuela. The U.S. has 11 warships operating in the Caribbean Sea, its highest naval buildup there since the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis. Meanwhile, at a time when Americans are frustrated and angry over the high cost of living, the government released a report this morning showing inflation had unexpectedly cooled in November, but economists quickly warned that the last month's numbers were suspect because they'd been delayed and likely distorted by the 43-day federal shutdown. The Labor Department reported Thursday its consumer price index rose 2.7% in November from a year earlier, yet year-over-year inflation remains well above the Federal Reserve's 2% target. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino announcing he is leaving in January after less than a year as the number 2 official at the nation's premier law enforcement agency and after reported conflicts with Attorney General Pam Bondi over the release of the Jeffrey Epstein investigative files. Bongino, former podcaster, had been telling people he's leaving his job early next year, and he cleared out his office yesterday. And that was confirmed by the president in an ex-post confirming his departure. Bongino thanked Trump, Bondi, and FBI Director Kash Patel for the opportunity to serve with purpose, his words. President Trump praised Bongino in his post, saying Dan did a great job. I think he wants to go back to his show. But Bongino's tenure as Deputy FBI Director was marked by conflict as he sought to shed his role as a provocative media personality and establish himself as the agency deputy who traditionally oversees the vast law enforcement agency and its day-to-day operations. Former Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith told lawmakers in a closed-door interview yesterday that his team of investigators, quote, developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump criminally conspired to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Smith also said investigators had accrued what he called powerful evidence that Trump broke the law by hoarding classified documents from his first term as president at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida, and by obstructing government efforts to recover the records. He said that if asked whether he would prosecute a former president based on the same facts today, I would do so, he said, regardless of whether that president was Republican or Democrat. The Republican-led committee subpoenaed Smith this month to provide testimony and documents as part of the GOP investigation into the Trump inquiries during President Biden's administration. The former special counsel cooperated with the congressional demand. He had volunteered more than a month before the subpoena to answer questions publicly before the committee, but Republicans stopped any plans for a public appearance. Democrats have charged Republicans did not want an open hearing based on the damaging testimony about the president that they said Smith had offered.
Isn't it amazing how vitally significant the Epstein files are to the third rail, but has nothing to do with America? And once in a while, they'll throw you a titillating crumb just to remind themselves that we're still here, that we're out here. Well, they're playing these games, and they invent new amendments to the game every day. Well, we can't release this because this might cause that. And it just goes on and on and on. They're all worthless, basically. They're all worthless.
I was going to say, go ahead and release it all, and people aren't going to give a rat's behind.
Well,
No, I think people will.
I think they
if
will.
the president of the United States is discovered to be a pedophile,
well,
which we
Joe,
don't know.
Allegedly.
I said if he's discovered to be one, we don't know. That would cost him his job, I would think, although this country's pretty shot in terms of its morals.
If that's in there, that would have been leaked.
You would think
somehow.
so. You would think so.
You're
so what if
leaving
these
out
people ended? What am
you're
I leaving
out the fact that this is a nonpartisan list. The people on this list are from both sides, and they're people with power.
That's why I say it
It's the
consumes
entire
the third rail.
It's the entire third rail, Republican, Democrat, and otherwise.
Yep.
So it's not just one guy.
But it has nothing to do with you getting a rebate at Menards.
I don't think Prince Andrew is guilty.
I do.
But I disagree with you, Matthew. I think the world and the country would rightfully be shocked and appalled and disgusted, and we'd finally see through this third rail nonsense. And, that's what might drive all of these people out of the office.
I don't know. They're so well protected. Go ahead,
Yeah,
John.
exactly. I think Joe's partially correct. I think there's a segment of society that would go, so what?
Yeah.
Like the super elite.
Because they're purposely wearing us out with this stuff, hoping you'll just forget about it.
A lot of people don't even know who Epstein was.
A lot of people like Trump.
A lot of people.
Well, and if that was to happen, this would be the time to release it. The Friday of a holiday weekend.
Right.
Well, this is the weekend, right? It's supposed to be out by this weekend.
Yeah.
That's
Is that
allegedly.
why he gave his speech last night, hoping that would provide some cover for the release of these things? Because the speech was just a boasting fest, how great things are. And he might be trying to line himself up to think, how can they get rid of a president who's done such a great job if we see these Epstein files? I have no idea.
That,
I
you
have
know
no
what that
idea.
was, Joe? That relates back to us trading messages the other day, and me saying, you saying plausible speculation, which is what you just did, and that would be a great name for a podcast. I replied.
Plausible. Can I be an optimistic pessimist?
Optimistic. Yeah, because you would be on this
Is there
side,
a difference between that and being a pessimistic optimist?
Huh?
Well, that's a good question.
That's what I do here.
No, no, actually, that's not what you do here.
I do have a question since we're down this road. Does he have the ability to pardon himself?
I believe so.
If he does, he will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
make
if
a
he
white
doesn't, he'll invent it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. John, thank you so much.
Can't thank you enough.
Boy,
I can't thank you enough for letting you know what great deals. This is not a Menards thing.
Hey, the countdown is on, by the way.
It is 8 o'clock, so you got 6 hours and 59 minutes until that 8 o'clock deadline. We're talking
tonight?
You're bad at math too.
Tonight?
Yeah, 6 hours and 48 minutes.
What did I say?
59.
Oh, dang it.
58.
It keeps
57.
changing, right? Here's the deal. If Joe wants to treat the family, the Metropolis Resort, 2-night stay, double queen room, 5 water park passes, my friend.
Where is that?
It's right there at the Metropolis, south of St. Cloud. It's a fine place. You can find out all the details like that when you go to garagelogic.com. It's the online auction. The Metropolis Resort is a fantastic, but with the water park, etc., you're going to have a complete blast.
Papa Joe at the water park, huh?
And there's so much more. All you have to do is go to garagelogic.com, type in keyword auction. 2024 modern buggy RV, the Big Buggy B12.
What?
It is on auction sale right now. Current bid $85.50. It's a pretty cool. It's like a little scamp, but it's a really cool deal, and you can get that if you have the proper bid. Check them out online. At one more time, I'm going to go through about 6 or 7 items here right now. What you can do is you can get some great deals from EcoFun. There's a one-night stay at a deluxe suite. You can see it right there. It's right there on the auction. 5-hour mobile golf simulator rental, $50 gift certificate for bricks and minifigs. I can't read them all here, folks. You got to check them out yourself. It is garagelogic.com. Keyword auction for the online Twin Cities Savers Christmas auction battalion commando online auction. come back for the show. It's Joe Souchere. Joe, what do you think of that last segment?
GLer of the week time, Joe. Why don't you read it to us?
All right, he will. And this week's GLer of the week is, hang on, let me take off my glasses because I'm getting old like you guys, Cameron Mayasich of Alvin, Texas. How about that?
A Mayasich is in Texas?
Wait a minute. A Mayasich? Do they qualify?
Well,
I don't think so. That's nepotism.
insiders.
We got, the Mr. Mayasich used to work here.
But you will get the Masters Maples gift package. And if you would like to become eligible to become the next GL of the week, all you have to do is upgrade to an annual town council membership. And you do that online at garagelogic.com.
All joking aside, I'm starting to get nervous.
Matthew,
Yes.
where are you going tonight?
We are going to the Cathedral for the 7 p.m. performance of Stephen C's, what would we call them? The ensemble with Jillian, with Pat Donahue. The entire gang starts at 7 o'clock tonight, 2 o'clock tomorrow, and then 7 o'clock tomorrow night at the Cathedral. You can just Google Stephen C. at Eventbrite, and you can figure out how to buy tickets. They are extremely affordable.
The 2 p.m. Show tomorrow, isn't that the one Such is going to?
Allegedly,
Well,
yes.
I think so.
He left already for it. He must be a big
Apparently,
lineup.
Are we doing the show early? How is he going to go from? We usually end at 1:30. How is he going to go from the
The
station?
cathedral's not that far from here.
Yeah, but he's got to go down into Invergrove Heights over the river,
Then he's parking.
and then come back up Highway 52.
Right.
So more about that holiday online auction, right, Rook?
Exactly.
9mm.
We are back on the show, just so you are aware.
We just
sir.
came back. We
announced the GLer of the week. How about this, Mayor? The GLer of the week this week is Cameron Mayasich of Alvin, Texas.
And we're questioning that because we're wondering, isn't Mayasich an insider?
Well, Johnny Mayasich is Minnesota hockey legend.
Right, and
Well,
also
who's
worked
this?
at HBI.
I don't know if this is any relation. It might be. It might not be. I have no idea.
I think this is on the up and up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything okay over there?
How'd everything come out there, Joe? A reminder, Such.
I was gonna run in there, but I didn't want to.
One reminder: we just brought up Stephen C. And you, don't forget, are
That's
going
tomorrow.
to the 2 p.m. show tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 2 p.m., yeah.
What's your route?
I got a route.
So 35E down into Egan, then over to Invergrove. And then
the
are you going
bridge
to take
twice.
North 61 or North 52 back up?
I'll take Crosstown.
We're going tonight.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we're going to take a different route, though.
Only because they come to us all the way from Kaiwaka, New Zealand. And the traveling Lymans.
I'm so glad I didn't check.
It was on this day.
I would never be the same.
Are we going to tell them that we're not actually doing the show right now?
We're not.
No,
we are.
We are.
Keep going.
We are.
Well, it was on this day.
December 18th.
Yes.
The day that will live in infamy.
Why do I get the feeling that we're going to be in a lot of trouble?
I know.
1985. On this day.
December 18th.
Yeah.
I got to go. See you, boys.
A milestone. In a milestone in the history of health and medicine,
Gotta be
well, I'll
kidding.
say, in Minnesota, right here. Mary Lund was the first woman to receive a Jarvik 7 artificial heart.
That was
in
yesterday.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, I remember
This is
that.
December 18th.
Wasn't that yesterday?
No,
was
you
a
were thinking of a
pancreas.
kidney yesterday.
Kidney
okay.
and a pancreas
The
yesterday.
One of them
device-
might be in the third
Yeah,
stall.
which you no longer have.
And I remember last year we looked her up.
I do remember that. I remember looking her up.
The device kept her alive for about a month, and then she received a real heart via transplant. I don't recall what John found, but
Yeah, I don't either.
Mary Lund.
When did it occur
I
to
hope-
you that, hey,
Chris, is this worse than
This
firing
ain't-
up the
this ain't-
Boxster in the
this ain't
garage?
playing?
Am I going to be in more or less
you could-
trouble
no,
than
you
the
could-
Boxster?
No, you could gut it out and they're like, you know what? You know? I just better check. There's no going back.
No. Can't put it back in the tube.
Right.
On this day,
I think we'll have
Without
a new.
any warning. Without any warning, just said, the boys are going to be okay.
on this day,
Oh, my God.
can I tell you what happened on this day?
Yeah.
What
And did
day?
he give it to Did he give it to household? Did he give it to household?
Rock back and forth.
Stop it! I'm gonna. Have you seen the? I'm sorry, it's on social media, but it says there's a guy. He's got a picture of his belt. It says, "This is my belt," and then the next one says, "This is my belt," and I have to take a dump, and it's a Rubik's cube. It's got like locks and bells and whistles. This is my belt.
I'm gonna let me tell you something. No. You're making some presumptions here that are false.
Oh, I ran down to HR. All right, but if it's good for 2026, okay.
Yeah, I was talking to Newberry in the hallway. Sure you were.
No, you are. You're making a terrible
Does Sue
mistake.
Cook still work down here? Where's Sue? Oh, I can't get a cupcake for Susan.
It was on this day.
Oh, my God.
You know what, Joe? Can I add to your Mary Lunch
Sure,
story?
My head hurts.
Because you asked.
Yeah.
After she got the human heart, she lived another 9 months.
Oh, that's not good.
You gotta be kidding me.
It's not
That wasn't long enough, was it?
A Rubik's Cube is what got.
On this day,
This is my belt.
in 1988,
Tried to change the subject, Joe.
I know you did, John, and it was a yeoman service, and it doesn't work with the daycare center here. Okay.
Do you have an extra pair of pants in your desk drawer?
See, you're making a presumption that was my call to duty. It was
Yeah,
not.
It was not.
It was not. I had a different problem.
Okay. All
I had
right.
to go to HR.
The Pillsbury Company on this day in 1988
Yep.
announced that it had accepted a $5.7 billion buyout from the British food and liquor conglomerate Grand Metropolitan PLC.
Why did Matthew bring in a trash can?
I don't know. Matt, that's not funny. Those aren't mine.
Oh, my.
On this day in
my.
Minnesota sports disappointment
trash.
history,
December 18th, who would we lose to?
a university committee presented findings of Musselman-era violations to the NCAA. A deal was struck about players, whatever that means. On this day
December 18th.
in 1991, Jack Morris signed with the Blue Jays after Carl Pohlad told him to sign elsewhere because he was saving his money for Puckett.
Yep.
Isn't that something?
It was.
That's a pretty bold move.
Jeez. The guy just gave you one of the world's greatest World Series games in history.
Very upset the manager very much.
I wonder how.
On this day,
December 18th.
in 2000, the Star Tribune quoted Carl Pohlad as saying he wants no part of contraction and that his objective was to keep baseball here. All right.
Was he under oath there? Because I don't think that's the case.
On this day,
On December 18th.
in 2009, and I remember this, the Wild's equipment caught on fire in Ottawa.
oh, that's right.
Their truck with the equipment in it caught on fire.
Oh,
They had
wow.
no equipment. They had to get new stuff.
Didn't they borrow stuff
They
from
must have
Ottawa?
borrowed stuff, yeah. I remember that.
I do too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before you go away, I've got some show prep for tomorrow. This just released from the U.S. Attorney for MN, and you can talk about this tomorrow. 6 additional defendants charged. 1 defendant pleads guilty in ongoing fraud schemes.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So there you go.
Wonderful. We'll have that tomorrow. Thank you.
We're definitely having a meeting today.
Oh, you are.
Hey, please do us a favor if you haven't done so already and hit the subscribe button. It's right there on the Garage Logic YouTube channel. Yeah, that's right. Did you know that Garage Logic has a YouTube channel where you can watch the show each and every single day starting right around noon? And you can also see full segments, video shorts, behind-the-scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube along with all of our social media channels. That includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And also, don't forget to sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today at garagelogic.com.
Super chat.